Hello, my name is Ashley, and this is my response to Bailey's debate video over childcare in high school. My opinion on childcare has not changed after listening to her response to having childcare in high school. I still believe that childcare should not be provided to students and or faculty of the school. For one, females in high school are not mature enough. Well, not all females, but most females in high school are not mature enough to actually physically take care of a child, being that they're a child themselves. They don't understand the responsibilities that are out there that are needed to raise a child when they are, still in high school themselves. It kind of upsets me that there are actually, people out here that think having childcare in high school is going to help these females actually graduate, when in reality these females are needing to learn the responsibility that is there, that it is needed to take care of a child. I myself, I had a child not even a year ago, back in February, and it really kind of hit me like, this is not going to be easy. This is going to be hard. I'm taking classes for college to try to better myself and to get a good career. And having this child, and having to raise him, it's going to be tough to physically do it on my own. So, having females in high school and having the child care provided for them, it doesn't help them learn the responsibility that it's going to be needed to actually raise the child. I sort of agree with Bailey as far as it might help a couple, a handful of girls actually graduate if there was childcare. But if there was childcare in the school systems, the females are more likely to not, be fully focused on their studies and want to go and see their child and play with their child during the day, when that shouldn't be the case. They should be in school to actually learn, not to have the opportunity to go play with their child. That's not helping their education when they're not in the classroom physically studying. And Bailey did state, well, it would help the faculty as well, but I don't agree with that. I don't think that the faculty should have that opportunity to have childcare in the school when they are there to be working. They're not there to be, to have their child close to them and to go there whenever they need, whenever they feel like it. Or, what if the child becomes wouldn't eat, or the child becomes, upset or in trouble or anything. The actual daycare provider might take that as a way to go get the parent at the school, being that they work there, which it's not right for that. The parent should be there to work, not for the child care provider to go get the parent whenever it's needed. That's like me right now. I'm taking classes, and while I'm at class, my child is at the daycare. Yes, if something is needed or something happens, I will be the first one to leave school and go get him, and take care of what is needed. But to have that right on the spot, and to know that, and for the child care provider to know that it's closed, it's not right, because they could just be running to the parent more than what is needed. Bailey in her video also talks about how a high number of females that have a child while in high school live in poverty and don't have jobs. To me, that is their own fault in the begin with, for not using the protection that is needed when actually, having physical intercourse, and knowing the responsibilities that are, could happen if they are not, protected. Second, it's a shame. Second, there's plenty of jobs out there that these females, could apply for and get. They shouldn't just start to live off of they shouldn't live off of the government just because they say they can't find a job. I mean, McDonald's is always out here hiring. The other day, we were in town at Walmart, and there's this girl standing on the corner, and I looked over at my mom, and I was like, man, she's got a better jacket on than me. Her pants, she had boots on. She had better clothes on than what I did. And she was standing there on the street corner saying she didn't have a job and she has children to feed. And she was begging for money. You look right across the parking lot, and McDonald's has a sign saying now hiring. Why couldn't she go over to McDonald's and apply for the job instead of begging people for, money? Females, it's your responsibility to take care of your child. It's not the government's responsibility. You're the one that had the intercourse. You're the one that should be taking care of your child, not the government. There are plenty of jobs out there for you. And once you have a job, and if you need the extra assistance, yes, then that's okay. But for you to just not want to work and sit at home and live off of the government, I don't believe in that. Yes, I've had help from the government, being that I've had my child. My child was 12 weeks early. He weighed 2 pounds. Yeah, I didn't have a reason. I was off of work because I was in the NICU with him for 2 months. I had a reason. I moved back to Indiana from California in that time. I didn't have a job right then. I needed the extra assistance, but by God means, I got here and I tried to find a job, and I found a job, and I've been working, and I don't ask for that assistance anymore, but it's out there if you need it. And not only that, if you have a job and you can't make it, there are organizations that are out here that will help you, to provide, extra clothing or food for your child. But they just ask, a lot of organizations, ask that you have a job to provide for the child for the most demand needs that they need, not for them to actually provide everything for you. And to me, this is directly to Bailey. Yeah, your mother, you said, was, had a child when she was just a child herself, but that right there, that has to deal with the parents in the background. Parents need to teach children that having intercourse is not the most appropriate thing at that age, and teach them, to better their self after they have that child, and not to try to do it anymore. And it gets me when children are in schools thinking that this is the best thing that they want to, not the best thing that they want to do, but not actually physically thinking before they act upon, doing what they're doing, and not realizing what the responsibilities are behind the child, having the child, and that they need to, if after they have the child, they need to work, provide for that child, provide the daycare that is needed for that child. It shouldn't be the school's responsibility to have that daycare in the school, and the child, being able to take their children to school without not even paying for it, and the government paying for it. To me, kids in school need to wake up and realize that this is not the best thing that they need to do. Generations have changed, yes, but to me, the new generations need to go back to the old days, because this stuff is not appropriate.